If you're looking for a podcast that packs in sound property advice, as well as offering you an insight into making the world of property effective and ultimately work for you, you're in the right place. Hosted by Arsh Elahi, the original property rebel. He's written an Amazon bestseller, created the Property Investor app, the UK's first, and is an experienced property mentor. More importantly, he talks the talk and walks the walk.
Hi and welcome to another episode of The Property Rebel with your host Arsh Elahi. And the first thing I want to say is Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. This is the year of change and I can't stress that enough. This is a year that you are going to make your dreams come true. Now, I'm not one of these happy, clappy, high five, you're going to kill it, you're going to get yourself financially free. What you are going to do this year is you're going to work smarter instead of harder, and you're going to get yourself to that point of financial freedom. Before we go any further, I just want to say a quick hello, welcome, Happy New Year, and welcome to the Property Rebel Podcast 2021. It's an exciting time and we've got a lot to go through. And in today's session, we're going to be talking about what we're going to do to get us to this point where we're extremely happy within our lives and within this year too. First week of 2021, what are we going to do? Now, the one thing I will say, and normally I would have done this before the new year, but I'm suggesting that you do it in the first week of the new year because it gives you a kind of idea as to what we're going to do. Now, one thing I will say, property is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And when I say it, basically, because I know lots of people are going to coming out of having their little break for Christmas, feeling re-energized, and they're going to get sprinting off. And what they're going to find is that not much has changed from December 2020, where, if anything, it may have slightly slowed down. So sorry to put a downer on this right now, first week of the new year, but we've just probably had a great Christmas in December. We've spent time with our families, we've spent time with our friends, we've had some time to relax. We came out of lockdown, we've socialised. There's a very good chance that we're going to go back into another lockdown. And if you notice, this is a pattern that happens. We go into lockdown, spike drops down, we come back out of lockdown, spike goes up, and then they try to control it again. So don't be surprised if we go into another lockdown, but there's things that we can do to make ourselves better within our business. And here's the things that I'm going to do. Here's the things that I'm going to suggest that you do. Remember, with the Property Rebel podcast, it is a one-take session. So if I'm an R or even have a long break, believe it or not, it's okay because it's real. This is what I do, and everything that I'm speaking about is things that I do. So I tend to sit down at the start of the year. I don't do it during Christmas and New Year. I like to have that time to reflect and just spend some time with my family. But the first week in the new year, when I'm feeling re-energized, I sit down with my piece of paper and I look and understand what I want to do for this year. Now, on a previous episode, I've told you about all the things that I want to achieve for this year. So I'm just going to treat it and use it as an example of, let's just say, someone listening here wants to acquire a portfolio of rent-to-rent properties because they may not have the capital required to acquire the property. So what are you going to do? Because there's a great saying, it's not always about the destination, it's about the journey. The journey is greater than the destination. The destination is to have a portfolio of cash-flowing HMOs which you've acquired strategically, either via rent-to-rent or via a lease option, or a strategic manner which allows you to control the properties, not actually own the properties. How are we going to do that? So we've got multiple angles here. So that's the end goal. Now what I want you to do is break down the end goal into lots of mini goals which are very achievable. So the end goal is the thing that we want to hit at the end of 2021. So December 2021, I want to have acquired 6 HMOs on a rent-to-rent basis, which are cash flowing £1,000 per month each. Just using this as an example. How are we going to achieve that? So we've got some questions that we need to ask ourselves. Are we going to start approaching letting agents? Are we going to start to approach vendors direct? So you can see that I'm breaking it down. If we're going to approach agents, what's going to be our approach? Are we going to go and see them? Are we going to make a phone call to them? Are we going to send them an information pack? How are we going to do this? If it's a vendor direct, how are we going to approach them? Are we going to try and tout them off the HMO register? Are we going to try and tout them off Spare Room, Gumtree? Are we going to go to landlord meetings? Are we going to go to networking meetings? So we need to define our path now, because what we plan now is going to be pretty much the workload that we set ourselves for the following year. So it's really important that we take some time out to think about this. And the reason why I say we do it in the week 1 of 2021 is because we are refreshed. We've come back out of Christmas and we've had that time off. And I suggest you would have spent that Christmas time, stop thinking about work, because there's got to be times that you've got to switch off. And then when you do switch back on, you're ready and raring to go. Going back to my example, if we're going to approach HMO landlords, where are we going to find them? Are we going to go directly? Are we going to start posting leaflets? Are we going to start writing letters? Which properties we're going to do? So giving you an example, we can all download the HMO register. It's completely free to do that. Yeah, most of the information's on there. Not all HMO landlords registers will have the landlord's details on. Some will, some won't, depending on where you are in the country. Now, if you've got those details, what are you going to do? Are you then going to send them a leaflet? Are you then going to send them a letter? Have you got that letter ready? Do you need to get it constructed? Do you need it to get proofread? Are you then going to send the details out? How often are you going to approach this landlord? Are you only going to send them the 1 letter? Are you going to send them 3 letters? So these are the things that you need to look at, because if you're going to send them 3 letters, you've got a budget for that. You've got to make sure that, each letter costs on average, the first letter is going to cost you approximately £5 if you're going to go through land registry, find the details. Then you've got your stamp, your letter. The second couple of letters are going to cost you approximately £1. So for a 3-letter campaign, you've got a budget roughly around £7 per property. Now, how many properties are you going to approach? Are you going to do the whole HMO register? If so, how many properties are on there? If there's 100 properties, that campaign alone, if you do it on a 3-tier approach, is going to be £700. Have you factored that into your marketing costs? If you're going to speak to agents, how are you going to approach the agents? How many calls are you going to make? How many properties are you going to visit? More importantly, before you contact them, have you got what I consider your USP sorted? What's your unique selling point? Because let's face it, you're not going to be the only person trying to acquire HMO properties on a rent-to-rent basis in your location. As great as you may be, you're going to have some competition. Have you defined what your unique selling point is? What differentiates you from the other person that's about to contact them? More importantly, why would the landlord or agent do business with you over the other person? So this is where you get a piece of paper and you literally write down all the benefits that you can offer. Now, you've got to remember that everyone's going to have the same kind of benefits. Yes, we're going to guarantee the rent. We're going to pay you rent on time. You're not going to have any hassle, this, that, and the other. These are generic. This is where I want you to start thinking deeper. How is it that you can enhance the landlord's life by renting the property to you? What is it that you can do that they can't? What is it that you can do that the other person can't? So just to give you an example, when I go and I meet a landlord, I know, and this is not arrogance, this is confidence. I know that when I walk and if I get a viewing with that landlord at that property, that I am walking out of that property with the key. And the reason why I know that is because I've got the property knowledge. More importantly, I know that I've got the ability to look after that property better than anyone else that I know, especially within my location. I've got the experience, I've got the knowledge, I've got the know-how, but more importantly, I've got the track record to say to him, here's a property that I took on from Mr. Landlord, here's what it was then, here's what it is now, and I show them the wow factor. Get together a mini portfolio, get together a little testimonial book base, get together a reference guide. So when you meet that landlord says, okay, yeah, I met with Simon. I was a little bit unsure about Simon, but when I did meet Simon, he instilled me with the confidence to show that he is the best person to take on my property. Now, just to give you an example, I'm just giving you one example here of a rent-to-rent portfolio. But you should be doing the same thing regardless of whatever strategy you're looking to do. So rent to rent is one strategy. If you're looking to build a portfolio of properties yourself, how are you going to do that? Are you going to buy properties direct to vendor? Are you going to buy them through an estate agent? Are you going to buy them from auction companies? Are you looking to buy it, refinance it and get all your money back out? Are you looking to buy, refurbish and sell or refinance? So these are all strategies, but the element remains the same. The goal is the destination. All the mini steps is the journey that's going to get us there. So we need to break it down, bullet point, bit by bit, as to the steps that we're going to take, almost like on a weekly basis. So week 1, what are we going to do? Week 1, we're going to get our USP correct. Week 2, we're going to start to speak to agents. Week 3, we're going to start to also speak to some landlords. You know, the one thing that we might do also within week 1 and week 2, understand the legislation and everything around that area. Is it an Article 4 area? What can we do in the area? What can't we do in the area? Because when we're speaking to landlords, we need to know this information. So there's so much that we can do. So the point of this podcast specifically is map your year out now. Plan it to the nth degree. How many phone calls we're going to make each day? How are we going to journalize this journey? So how are we going to literally make a note of everything that we do? So how many calls we're going to make that day? Are we going to make 10 calls? Out of those 10 calls, are you going to write down who you spoke to, when you spoke to them, what you spoke to them about, and the outcome of the call? Because these are the things that you're going to be able to look back at and say, okay, I spoke to Simon on Monday, let's say the 4th of January, and here's what he said. And then we'll keep tracking that. So we'll call him again in 4 weeks' time. Simon, hi, my name's Ash. Contacted you a couple of weeks ago, just checking. Did you ever let that property? No. Okay, that's interesting. Would you consider entertaining another conversation? And this is what it's all about. It's about the follow-up. The money is in the follow-up. So can you see what we're doing here? We're making sure that not only are we approaching them, we're documenting it and we're following up. And this is where deals get done. Lots of people, as soon as they hear a no, or if they don't get the most favourable response from the outset, they kind of dismiss it and says, no good at this. And I'll start looking at something else. I want you to stick on a specific journey for a whole year. So choose a strategy and run with it. Your strategy will be defined by a couple of things. It will be defined by your personality, believe it or not. Your personality will determine what strategy you go for. If you don't like dealing with tenants, why would you try and accumulate a portfolio of properties? Yes, you can manage, you can outsource the management of it, but is that really what you want to do? So this is what you need to sit down and think about, because this is your journey. So for me, I want to still accumulate some more properties, but not buy, but just do it on a rent-to-rent basis. So I'm going to go direct to the landlord. I'm going to look to take another 4 or 5 this year. So not a lot more, but just enough for my wife to manage. And that's going to get her set up on her journey. How am I going to approach it? I'm going to approach landlords who have already got ready-made HMOs. I don't want to create a HMO. I want to be able to enhance their HMO. I'm going to show them other properties that I've taken on in a bit of a state, and I'm going to show them the product that we've created, and so that they can see how they've added value. How am I going to approach them? I'm going to find them all off the HMO register. Off the back of that, I'm going to either write to them, or I'm going to see if I can contact them directly, whether I can try and find a phone number for them. I'm better on the phone than writing a letter, so I'd rather pick up the phone to them. Just something to bear in mind is that when you're speaking to them on the phone, you've got more of a chance to build rapport with them as opposed to a piece of paper. So these are the things that I'm going to put into place, but more importantly, these are the steps that you should be putting in place so that every week you've got a map to pretty much follow throughout the year. So there we have it, guys. First week in January is extremely important. I appreciate that I've done a lot of emphasis on rent to rent, but regardless what you want to do, if you want to build a portfolio, if you're doing a development, if you're looking for a development site, it remains the same. How are you going to source it? Are you going to deal with agents, or are you going to find the vendors? Where are you going to find it? If you're building a portfolio, how are you going to build it? Are you going to go on a marketing campaign, or are you going to deal with agents? The actions remain the same. The attitude remains the same. Take it step by step. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't distract yourself by looking on social media. Go, oh, how's he managed to do that? Social media can be a good thing and it can also be a bad thing, because you can beat yourself up thinking, well, hang on, he's doing more than me. I should be doing more. Forget it. Concentrate on you and your journey alone. So hopefully you've enjoyed this session. Hopefully it's motivated you to get moving forward for 2021. As always, guys, I'm by your side. If you need to have a chat, you want to have a coaching call, feel free to just pick up the phone to me, just so that you know, this isn't a plug. I do actually do 1 hour coaching calls. So if you don't want to go on any expensive mentorships and stuff like that, you can actually book a coaching call with me. So if you like the thought of that, it's an hour call, it's a paid session. So I believe, don't quote me on this, it's the best part of £100 for the hour. But in that hour, it's dedicated to you and your journey. So if you like the thought of that, you can email my assistant, Fran, which is admin@arshilahi.com. More importantly, if you like more free content and you want to hear more about what I'm doing in 2021, you can go to my YouTube channel by searching Arshilahi on YouTube. I release a new video every Thursday at 4 p.m. As well as that, you can connect with me on social media, so you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. And then finally, just so that you know what we're going to be doing, we're going to be really pushing the Property Investor app this year. In my previous episode, I said that I'm looking to work with more deal sources all over the country. I'm looking at creating an affiliate program so that you become an affiliate partner with the Property Investor app. If you like the thought of that, again, get in contact with us. Finally, if you haven't already downloaded the app, please do so by going to the website www.propertyinvestorapp.co.uk. It's the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of property deals all over the UK. If you've got a smartphone, go into the App Store and type in Property Investor, and it's there for you to download. It's completely free, and takes 2 minutes to register, and you can see all the deals in the palm of your hand. On that note, guys, I'd say welcome to 2021. Hard work starts now. We had a difficult year last year. Let's make this a great year. As always, I wish you all to be safe, well, and happy. And I look forward to working with you to success in 2021. Take care. Thank you. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye-bye.
The large majority of people make a positive change if they take immediate action. So act now. Download the Property Investor app and join Arsh on his social media channels to excel your property journey.